Welcome to the Hemp&Hopz Podcast. I'm your boy Hemp,
and I'm your boy Hopz,
and you're now rocking with the best.
So grab your meds and grab your brews and come on and hang out with us for a little bit. Yeah.
Hold up. You still cash. Hold up. Cash on me. Just that money. Hold up. Bag. Hold up. Bag. Hold up. Time to make this. Hold up. Bang. Hold up. Bang. Hold up. If you don't like it, hold up.
Technical difficulties.
Welcome. We're going to do a little different today because we're not at the afterthoughts part yet. We are actually doing the podcast live today. We had some technical difficulties today on all sides, and this just seemed like the thing to do. So, welcome to the Hemp&Hopz Podcast. What's up, cuz? What's happening? Space Barn, how you doing? Just talking about you.
Yeah, we were just talking about you.
Getting that interview together. Actually, I already have your interview questions together, Space Barn. Just got to get together and schedule your dates and talk to you about, some of the things I want to do for your segment. So, yeah. Jeremy Lemons, what's happening?
Lemons. Hey, motherfucker, you need to come hang out.
Yeah, you do. We we doing the podcast first, and then we going to the after podcast thing. So we're gonna get this rundown right quick.
This
so
is
we
a
can
live podcast.
Yeah, so we can let whoever in that needs to be in, like stay blazing, stay on. We gonna get to you in a second. We had technical difficulties today. Everything is a little out of whack, so we doing the podcast live.
You're catching the podcast right now.
Yes,
Lucky
right here.
Lucky you and yours.
Yes, sir. So, as we do, I am Lord Hempimus, King Otito. Let me see. The man, the myth, the legend. And beside me is none other than...
It's your boy Hopz, the Vanilla Gorilla, a.k.a. Optimus Prime. And you are now tuned into the Hemp&Hopz Podcast live on Instagram because fuck technology.
Fuck it in the ass.
Everything
sorry,
about it.
don't fuck it in the ass. But
I mean, unless you're into that, and we have no problem with that.
Unless you into it,
keep it the fuck out and over here.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it quick improv. I think Hop say he got a little something to talk about. I do not. I don't even know what the strand of the day is, but I got something. I didn't have it at first. I was going to name... Well, we'll still do an astronaut gooch.
Yeah.
I was going to name it. This is some bullshit. Because at first, it was just like... I didn't really have the weed that I wanted for it. It was just like, man, what is this? It was like pencil thin. Not even pencil thin, like Q-tip thin. But now it's nice. Yeah.
I was going to say, we call it the number 2 strain.
Yeah.
It could be shit or it could be a pencil. And it could be the best pencil ever.
So, that's what I got. You know what I'm saying? What you fucking with?
Your boy, this son of a bitch is now room temperature. Must have we've been hanging out, talking, and fucking trying to figure out this shit. This is the Distilled Brewing's Extended Jam Double Dry Hop Hazy IPA. And Distill is from, I done forgot. It is 6.8% by volume, 55 IBUs. And this bitch is straight out of
a comic book.
It looks like, look at this can. This can's cool as fuck. Look at this shit. It's part of their, apparently it's part of their Deadhead IPA series. Yeah, but they're out of, where you at? God damn. Normal, Illinois? Is that that's a town? Normal, Illinois?
Well,
where's Abnormal, Illinois?
I'm about to say, I never catch me there. Ain't shit normal about me. You feel me?
But, what up, Mahone? You alright, buddy?
The great Mahomes.
Mahone went to the doctor today, got some good news. Talk about that some other time. But, so yeah, I'm gonna be drinking out of my good, horn mug here. Just because...
We'll actually talk about that on podcast afterthoughts.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a long continuation.
Yeah. I'm going to pour this up.
And after he finished pouring, I'm going to spark this up. And then we're going to get into what Hopz got to talk about.
Yeah.
while he pouring up, I want to shout out Baba Ashra Kwesi. You know what I mean? For y'all who don't know who that is, he's a lot of things, but he's one of my teachers, a master teacher in the sciences of masonry, ancient African civilization, Kemet. I don't really like Egyptology because I don't even call it Egypt. But that man has been doing this work for damn near all my life, 25, 30 years. I think he done took like 30 trips to Egypt, you know, deciphering what's on the walls, the statues, this, that, and the third. So it was a pleasure to meet him, his beautiful daughter, and some of the, I met Professor Griff from Public Enemy. That was fucking dope.
Really?
Yeah, I met him Sunday, and I got to thank him personally for the work he's doing in the community and what role he played in pioneering this beautiful thing we call hip hop. So I was very happy. I was very happy that whole day. You know what I'm saying? That was dope, man. Yeah, Professor Grip is dope as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? He one of them ones, so it was dope. I wanted to ask him, yo, what flavor at? What Chuck D? But you know what I mean? I ain't going
Kept it cool?
Yeah, I was just like, yo.
You want to fan out on it?
Actually, though, it was crazy, though. When I pulled up, he was getting out, you know, fucking with this shit in his car. And he spoke to us first, like, what's up, brothers? How y'all brothers doing? I was like, yo, Professor Grill. Dapped him up, and then, you know, we was running late, so I wanted to get on in and get a seat. But afterwards, we was shutting down and all this shit. Yo, you know, you don't mind if we get a picture? I get a picture. And he was like, nah, no doubt, brother. And, you know, that was dope, man. So shout out to Public Enemy. Shout out to Professor Griff, Flavor Flav, Chuck D, the whole crew. Yeah. If anybody, I don't think I'm forgetting nobody. Shout out to them guys, man. Shout out to that event, King Simon's production, Blue Pill, Red Pill. I can go on and on, man. If you know, you know. That was a wonderful experience. Shout out. And I think that's all I got to talk about. Now that he's done, you ready to?
You want to take off?
Yeah, let's get with it.
All right, cheers. Man. These go out for the times we had one and didn't. Houston. I think we're clear for liftoff.
In the 5,
4, 3, 2, and 1. We clear. Wow.
Get some of that in your lungs. Get some of that.
Get some of that in your esophagus?
That too. You know what I'm saying? That too. This didn't happen like, what was that shit? I seen a video earlier of the what they call them that thing? Spaceships? Rocket? What is that?
I don't know. Both of those are things.
Yeah, but the thing we take off in. What was the Apollo crew on? What is that thing called?
That's the space shuttle.
86. Space shuttle exploded on takeoff.
That's space shuttle.
Then
Challenger, right?
Yeah,
that was the Challenger.
I was
one.
That
was the one that blew up.
Apparently, 5 of those 7 people are still alive via TikTok. I ain't researched that, but
really?
The people they showed,
they all died.
Yeah.
Is that the Mandela effect?
No, it's
you know what I mean? Like we all thought they were dead.
No. They still are what's the word? Pronounced dead. You know what I'm saying?
But
history still shows that they're dead. But this TikTok video, because TikTok just knows everything, right?
Yeah. The internet.
They had 5 of the 7 in older age, and they kind of look. I mean, it's some trickery. I don't know how true it is, but I was like, And how that TikTok video starts off is the greatest lie ever told.
Sound like some Sauron shit to me, man.
But I'm done. This is the kind of shit they need to play on. Yeah, this is the news. Reporting live. 8 o'clock.
I mean, you can take it to heart if you want to, but I don't advise. I mean, I advise.
I about to say shit.
But I advise. I mean, it's 50-50.
Yeah. I got to do some more research on that, but it's very plausible.
Yeah.
I don't trust the government, so you ain't got to tell me too many times.
I trust the hemp and the hops, though.
Yeah. And that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So here, I don't know if some of you guys remember, recently I had a tree fall in my yard, fell in my house, damaged the house, took out my AC, and it was a pretty large tree. And on that night that it fell, there was no wind, no thunderstorms, no nothing. It just fell out of the blue. Nothing, right? Just a freak of nature or whatever, right? And ever since that night, we've had little weird shit happening outside, noises, things moving, things doing crazy shit, and I haven't talked about it. Me and the wife talked about it, you know, tried to, me being skeptical, I've just like let it go, you know, whatever, just made excuses, doing whatever. And my home's been acting weird, been paying way more attention, or just noticing, just, you know, staring outside, being alert to shit out back more than he ever has. And you know, I just been playing off, being Mr. Cool over here, not you know, being skeptical as fuck. So and as some of you know, I'm a big
Paranormal.
yeah, but I'm also big Norse mythology. You know, I follow my lineage. I'm a big time Viking, Norse. You know, that's the way I live my life. You know, take care of you and yours, take care of your family. You know, and a lot of times family is not just blood. It's also the ones you keep near to your heart. You take care of them. You do whatever you can for the people that you care about. And so finally, you know, I'm sitting out back just this past weekend, Saturday. I'm sitting out there, and I got a little fire going. I still got the you know, the log. We had the tree cut up, but they were sitting out back because this thing is just amazingly heavy. Like every piece of it's just heavy. I've been slow about getting it moved, and I don't, you know, I'm not a money man. I don't have pockets full of money, so I've been trying to move it closer to the road so the city can come by and get it, or anybody that wants it can come get it. So I'm sitting out there, and I've been burning a lot of it too. But the weekend of my birthday, we had a big get together, and you know, I had an episode where I just was I was crying. I just didn't know why. There was a lot of people here, and I was just I was upset, but it wasn't like I wasn't sad. It was just I felt bad. I was sad, but I was playing it off to where, you know, I was just telling everybody I was happy everybody was here, but there was a certain like sadness in my heart about something. I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't figure it out. You know, it lasted for about 30 minutes. You know, eventually the tears dried up, and I got over it, what have you. That was the weekend before last. This past weekend, I was sitting outside. My home was running around. I had a little fire going. I was sitting out there. I found this limb that came out. It's probably about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 foot tall, and I had it. And I noticed at the top, at this tree limb, it came up, but at the very top, it had splintered off into where you could see the inside of it. At the very top, there was a hole in the very top of it where I could see through it. In the very top of this tree limb, it was black in the very center, all the way up to the top, this tree limb, right? This black line all the way up to the top. And I thought that was kind of interesting, so I hung on to it. I still have it. And I was sitting there holding it, and I'm sitting there. Mahomes very docile at this point. He's sitting there. He's just kind of sitting there watching the fire with me. Ears are up. You know, he's alert, but he's sitting still. You know, he doesn't do that very often. He's just sitting there. He's watching the fire with me, and all of a sudden, a squirrel falls out of the tree next to me, hits the ground, pop, hits the ground. He goes around in a circle. He's just, you know, obviously he's hurt. My home goes over there, grabs him, fucking shakes the shit out of him, and kills him. Right? And so I'm like, ah, damn, you know. So I got a dead squirrel over there. So I got Mahone off. You know, I'm like, I don't want him to eat it or do anything crazy. You know, so get him off of that. And not only when I get him off of that, another squirrel falls out of the tree, hits the ground, pop. So he's still alive. I have to call Shay on the phone, get her to come outside, take Mahone inside. So we got this squirrel over here. He's laying there. He's breathing real hard. He's not moving. Shay tries to pick him up, and he takes off running. Right, and he takes off like running, doing what he can. And then he runs over the side, and then he runs under the fence. And he's on the other side of the fence. And Shay looks at me. Shay's like, "I'm telling you, there's something going on out here." I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty weird. You know, there's squirrels just don't. I mean, people say squirrels all fall out of the tree all the time. I'm like, yeah, but they don't fall out of the tree like that. Not just one after another." And you know, I've been feeling like some negative shit outside, and so there's these things called tree imps. You ever heard of them? And in Norse mythology and in pagan stuff, there's these tree imps. It's the soul of the tree. That happens when a tree falls. If that part of the tree doesn't make it to where it needs to go, when something happens to it, then it'll linger where it's at and cause a ruckus. It's almost like a fairy or some people could call it a demon, but it's not what it is. It won't come in the house, but it'll stay outside and it'll cause a ruckus. And I know that sounds crazy. Because it sounds crazy. It sounded crazy to me. Like, it was just like, I don't know. That sounds weird. You know, I don't believe all that shit. But anyways, for you guys that don't know, you know, my wife dabbles into a little stuff on the side, and she had made this little blessing for Mother Nature, and it had a lot of stuff in it, but it also had this rose petal, this dead rose petal. It had it on top. What up?
What's happening? Love the shirt.
So,
love you too.
So we have this bowl of stuff, and we take it outside, and we throw it in the fire. Everything in that bowl burns except for that rose petal. That rose petal takes flight and goes up into that tree where both of them squirrels fell out of it, and then it just disappears. And then we haven't had there's no, like, I've not felt any bad energy. I've not felt anything. We haven't heard anything. My home's not acted any other way. And nothing has happened since we did that. We made that blessing to Mother Nature. And it's just, I mean, I know that may be a coincidence, but at the same time.
What is coincidence, though? Do you believe in coincidence?
I don't. I think everything happens for a reason.
I was about to say, I don't believe in coincidence at all.
Ever since that's happened, I've been sitting outside. I've been getting up in the morning since I've been off. I've been starting fires, as you know. I've been keeping things that I hold dear to my heart a lot closer to me. I've been kind of
protecting yourself.
Yeah, and I feel pretty good. And so that was the little story I wanted to tell. I would have told it on the podcast. I feel a little bit more vulnerable doing it online, but fuck it. If you can't do it online, if you can't do it in front of people, then why do it at all?
Yeah, we actually have 4 people here. Yeah. So we actually have people we talk to.
Yeah.
We know Josh and Play Blazing maybe. So hey,
yeah.
That's what's up.
But that's what happened. That's the story that I was going to tell on the podcast, but you guys got to hear it live.
I mean, of course, it sounds crazy to the
layman. I mean, I don't want to call them. That's not calling anybody
lame, but
ignorant or anything, but just somebody that don't feel that.
To somebody who's not into the things that we might be aware of or into. But I have never heard of
IMP.
Yeah, that.
It's like a tree soul. And when the tree was sick, it fell, and then it for some reason when it got sick, it wasn't able to pass on to its realm, and it stayed here, and it was like a tortured.
But see, when you like me, right? I
sure wish I had my.
I look at the life in the world. No separation. we all are one source.
Are you
know what
watching?
I'm saying? We all the lovely Deadly Fine.
Yeah.
Hello.
I tell them the story
We
about.
all one source. So if you operate under that understanding, then yeah, a tree gonna have a soul because it's no different than me, than you. You know what I'm saying? So it should, of course, on the surface when you first hear it. What the hell? A tree got a soul and boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like you said, to a layman, to somebody who, or to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are skeptics, me included. But when you kept going on within the story, especially the end when Miss Fines made the peace offering and what happened, and you know what I'm saying, and then you don't.
Watching that rose petal go up and nothing, everything else burned. That thing went. I just sit there and watched, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, you got to think also about the difference between living creatures and beings, and the difference between consciousness and subconsciousness, and being self-aware and just being not just being energy, because obviously energy is amazing and huge, but there's a big difference in knowing what you are, being aware of what you are and kind of what you're supposed to be doing, and then just doing it because you in fact are that
doing
what what your program is. And yeah, man, that's crazy. Like my yoga instructor, teacher, he says that space. Damn, now I forgot the other damn saying, but one of the sayings is that the only illusion is the form. You know what I'm saying? And
ego is the big one.
Yeah, that as well, and that all space is spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all this is spirit. That's all we are. And yeah, man. So and like she said, with but the difference come with, being aware and just being here existing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a bird is aware that they're alive and that they're tired and they're hungry, but they just do what they do because
it's instinctive.
That's what they do. Like a tree.
We are aware.
They grow. They produce. They die. They don't do it because they know they're supposed to. It just is what they do. We just happen to think about the shit while we're doing it.
Yeah, and then when you...
Man, is that not a fucking burden?
Right? Sometimes.
Yeah. That's why I try to, man, nowadays I really do just try to be that moment, that day.
Here,
right? Yeah, because it's really the only thing that exists. Like,
all that silly shit, what is it they say? They call now the present because it's a gift.
Yeah.
You may not have.
Yeah, later on.
Yeah.
I'm glad you come up here because I was afraid I was going to tell that story wrong, or I was going to say something wrong, and
why? About the tree?
Yeah.
Well, something nasty happened. I'm not sure what it was, but it decided.
Well, I just know that the tree came down and there was no winds, there was no thunderstorm. It just fell.
Got the brother, the Broham GT in the house.
What up, GT?
What's up, GT?
It is very interesting, bro. We do deep dive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, most of the time, I keep it light on y'all head, but we can go there.
If you listen to the podcast,
the people who watch, they know anyway. You know what I'm saying?
If you watch the podcast, that's the afterthoughts. We get a lot more candid on that shit. But when we do the podcast, this is what we talk about. So,
but that is interesting, man, and cool.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it really opened my eyes. It makes me feel a lot more spiritual as a person, seeing that happen, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I've been out there the past 2 days.
A lot of people say that you don't really. A lot of people don't believe in things because they don't see it, and because they don't see it, they close their off to the ability to feel it if it's there.
Because it's not tangible for them.
They don't see it. So
watching that rose petal go at that exact spot where those squirrels fell out of the tree, and
yeah, I mean, killed. It was a big sacrifice. It was nasty, and I mean, I'm glad that we were. It hurt
my feelings to watch those 2 squirrels fall out of that tree.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I was like, we got to do something because I can't.
be out there with chaos.
That ruined my whole day. Like it was like.
And the witch to the rescue.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I would know how you feel about it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, this is just alive and it goes away, right?
No.
Oh. Well,
but
right.
on the flip side, though, like in our culture, I mean, what the European would call a witch was not necessarily a witch, but a person who is manipulating nature, who knows
it's
who
not
knows their
necessarily
place.
even a manipulation. It's just a projection. It's knowing what to do with what exists. I don't like to do things that would be considered, manipulation, like silly love spells or money spells. Obviously, we do stuff for prosperity, but it's not just for ourselves; it's for others as well.
Anybody coming here wanting to hurt this one, you're gonna have more fucking problems than your credit card debt. I'm just gonna say that now.
Okay, well, see, you embarrass me.
We appreciate your presence. I appreciate it.
I'm
sure he does. Hand clap for Deadly Fine.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. And it ain't though. I say a lot of shit crazy. Like I don't know if GT still on the line, but we be having these long 2-hour conversations. It start on music and then it go to fucking life and fatherhood and spirituality. That's one thing I want to say though. That I'm proud of you, and I think that is good. I feel like she said, most people don't believe because they can't see, and I feel like the more people that come and participate in spiritual type of activities, whether you see it the first time or not, being around it, it's going to start opening your eyes up, because at the end of the day, we ain't nothing but spirit. So why wouldn't you be spiritual?
I didn't want it to be flawed because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want it to be a situation where I was naive and took something for granted.
Yeah.
And but I don't feel. It just when it went up in the tree and disappeared. It didn't come back down.
Mm-hmm.
It may have, but
you didn't. I
didn't
by
see
your knowledge,
it went away.
Yeah.
It went to where that whatever that energy was. It took that energy and accepted it and went away, and it's not out there no more. Like before you leave, I want to take you out back and I want to show you, and just let you just soak in, because you're not going to feel it. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I wish I was able to take you out there beforehand and let you just sit out there where you start a fire and sit out there where you when I knew it was happening, just to let you feel the difference, because it was nasty. Like my home didn't like being out there. It was, I don't know, man. It was something. I think it was beautiful. I'm glad I got to experience it, and and I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I got to talk about it on live. And maybe this technical difficulty was
ain't nothing but coincidence, guy.
Yeah, was supposed to happen.
Because we got to see the good brother GT, Biggs, Space Barn, who else on here? Jeremy.
Yeah.
All in real time, you know what I'm saying? And you got to share this with all of us in real time. I just hate that Josh missed this. But on that note,
let's make some fucking music. That's what I want to do.
On that note, we're going to get into our honorable mentions, and then we're going to head on into the podcast afterthoughts.
Because everybody's still on, man. When we get done with this, you guys want to join? Let's fucking talk.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything to add? Anybody want to talk about it?
We appreciate y'all sitting here and listening.
I can't believe y'all still hanging out, man. I appreciate that.
That's what's up. But yeah, honorable mentions. Of course, we want to give a shout out to the lovely
Deadly Finds.
Y'all got the pleasure of, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you can tell. You mind if I pick up the gimbal right quick? I don't know if it'll fuck us up, but look at all this shit behind us right here. All this shit right here is going to be for sale this weekend.
Oh yeah, Saturday,
at the Rad Festival.
Shout out to Miss Liberty Grant.
Yeah. Liberty Grant.
Yeah.
Miss Grant, yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
And we're going to be there. I don't even know when it starts and when it ends, to be honest with you.
It looks like it's all day. I believe it starts like at 10, 11 o'clock. That rising and going to go into like 7, 8.
Well, I hope Liberty knows that I'm going to have provisions on hand in the background.
I will be there with some CBD on me because the city of Rome are some haters. But the THC won't be
too far away. I'm going to be holding down the fort if anybody needs to take a ride.
I don't know where it will be at, but it won't be far away. Now, shout out to her. Shout out to the whole Nappy Roots family.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my home down there going in. We appreciate that. Shout out to the shout out to the Rad Echo Arts Fest.
Yes,
you know
sir.
And that's what it is going down.
Who said that?
And it's yes. And let me see if I can pin this. This comment that's pinned on the live, you go to that page.
Shay Daly don't really go anywhere, so if you want to come see her, you better come this weekend.
Mahone shouted himself out. Shout out to Mahone.
That's right.
Shout out to Big. Shout out to Stay Blazing, who's been patiently waiting to be added. Podcast Afterthoughts coming right after. Shout out to GT. Deadly Fines one more time. Jeremy Lemons. And does name anybody else initially? The squishy Pixie is on here. I don't know if she still is. And
I just fucking hit the last bit of my vape.
That's good because I'm smoking.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, shout out to the Nappy family. Shout out to
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
I know he's part of the Nappy family, but I want to shout out Pharaoh just because that boy is out there, and we talked to him on a daily. Shout out to Joel, Indigo 404. I talked to him earlier today. He's getting some shit going with River Remedy Brewing Company. He's trying to get a brew day going with our boys at Atlanta, and also he's trying to get he's getting with Justin and trying to get something, get him situated with his brew system. And yeah, man, shout out to Justin at River Remedy Brewing Company, River Brews. Y'all check him out. Shout out to Hotz Brewing, Ryan Kavanaugh. Shout out to shout out to my boy, my best friend Joey Coon. Just shout out to Joey Coon out there in Alabama doing his thing.
Going crazy.
Yeah, Joey Coon got us to from Atlanta, a couple times now. So he's been there, done that, and yeah, man. Let's get into these podcast afterthoughts. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Is that it?
Shout out to Big Cousin, the Plug South. Shout out to Bones. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Sheik. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Big Cousin. Shout out to my main man, fucking Otito Emmy right here, for giving me the courage to do my first rap verse. I'm excited to get it out there and get it done, and hopefully we'll get down there to your main man down in Mud Knot.
Shout out
Maybe
to
we get it rolling, and we got to get with Justin. Justin wants some details about this future endeavor coming up in December. See if we can make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
And
shout out to your mama.
Yeah.
Shout out to your mama.